Well, with all the talk around South Africa's power crisis, we've heard mention here and there of a possible water crisis as well. And joining us now in studio is Nalco CEO Erik Fyrwald. Nalco is a green, clean technology company, and Erik's going to be running us through the status of things in this regard, but also to shed some light on work that Nalco is doing specifically in serving the needs of the industry in Southern Africa. Thanks so much, Erik, for joining us this afternoon. Well, we know that Nalco is a water treatment and process improvement company. Let's start with a broad picture here in terms of the context you're operating in right now in Southern Africa as a whole. What's the status of natural resource consumption as you see it?
Well, we were attracted to come back to South Africa after leaving in 2003. We were owned by a French company, Suez, that sold us, unfortunately, but we're coming back to South Africa because leading companies in South Africa, growth opportunities, and the water shortage, all those combined present a great opportunity for Nalco to bring our technology and service capability to help companies reduce their water consumption, reduce their energy consumption, get more energy out of the ground, and do it in a way that saves money, makes more profits.
So certainly Nalco identifying the opportunity in the gap that currently exists. We know that the company had been involved in that cleanup exercise on the Gulf of Mexico with regards to the oil spill. So run us through the kind of technology you're actually bringing to the continent here, because it certainly proved to be effective in that scenario specifically.
So let me give you two examples. Let me start with a real industrial example where we've reduced water consumption, and then let me make a few comments about the Gulf oil spill and how we're helping to clean that up. Dow Chemical Company, the largest chemical company in the world, has their largest operation in Freeport, Texas. They were not able to operate that plant consistently whenever the river was low during drought periods because they couldn't get enough water. Well, a Nalco team went in with Dow experts, did an audit of the entire site facility, installed Nalco's automation technology that optimizes the water system and the energy enhancement system. Using Nalco service engineers, that technology, and other Nalco capabilities, we were able to reduce the amount of water used in that one site by over 1 billion gallons a year. Also reduce the energy consumption because the cleaner water heating and cooling system was greater energy efficiency. They saved over $4 million in costs, plus the great water savings, and now when there's drought periods, they have no shortage of water. So that plant can operate at full capacity all the time. As far as the Gulf oil spill, tragic situation. Nalco was called in because we are producers of a dispersant technology, leading technology because of our both water and oil capability. And this dispersant technology is sprayed on the oil. It causes the oil to disperse into small droplets that fall to the bottom of the ocean and then become food. The oil becomes food for naturally occurring bacteria and other microorganisms, so the oil goes away. So terrible situation, but would have been much worse without the Nalco technology.
So looking at your presence in Africa, I mean, you've mentioned South Africa and launching this new clean green technology here.
Yes.
What about opportunities on the rest of the continent where, in the first instance, you've mentioned we've got a country like Kenya that is very reliant on hydro-powered electricity, and then in Nigeria, which is, of course, in your second instance, you know, the biggest producer of oil on the continent?
Yes, so Nigeria and Angola are big markets for us today for offshore oil capability because we support that. But in terms of the water opportunities, we see that throughout sub-Saharan Africa. We're going to start here in South Africa, where the economy is the strongest and the need is very great. But then we'll expand throughout sub-Saharan Africa, and also wherever there's mining. Mining, as you know, is a huge user of water, and we've got a lot of capability to not only get more of the minerals captured, help our customers capture more of the minerals, but also deal with the water challenges in mining.
So let's take a look at the context here in South Africa where, I mean, we've got the mines using, what, 7% of the country's water supply, and they're responsible for an article citing 75% of water pollution here in South Africa. This has made headlines over the past month here in South Africa. What kind of reception are you receiving from government, and what do you see government needing to do in terms of policy to address issues like this?
Well, we're receiving great reception from both government and leading companies. that want access to our world-class technology. So we develop this technology everywhere in the world. We've spent $100 million on research every year to improve water treatment capability, including for mining. And so the receptivity to bring that technology to South Africa and sub-Saharan Africa is tremendous. Mm-hmm. What governments need to do is work with industry, mining companies, and technology providers to support and provide incentives and positive carrots to bring the latest and greatest technology from around the world to solve these challenges, and then it can be done.
Well, at least some inroads being made in that regard. Thanks so much, Erik, for joining us at the desk this afternoon.